Good morning. Psalm 56 is where we find ourselves this morning in our devotionals, so let's read it together. Be gracious to me, O God, for man tramples on me. All day long an attacker oppresses me. My enemies trample on me all day long, for many attack me proudly. When I am afraid, I put my trust in you. In God whose word I praise, in God I trust, I shall not be afraid. What can flesh do to me? All day long they injure my cause. All their thoughts are against me for evil. They stir up strife, they lurk, they watch my steps, as they have waited for my life. For their crime will they escape? In wrath cast down the peoples, O God. You have kept count of my tossings, put my tears in your bottle. Are they not in your book? Then my enemies will turn back in the day when I call. This I know, that God is for me. In God whose word I praise, in the Lord whose word I praise. In God I trust, I shall not be afraid. What can man do to me? I must perform my vows to you, O God. I will render thank offerings to you, for you have delivered my soul from death, yes, my feet from falling, that I may walk before God in the light of life. This psalm, I think, is such a human thing, right? David calls out, be gracious to me, help me. When I'm afraid, I put my trust in you. And he says, what can flesh do to me? What can man do? And immediately he then lists the things he's thinking about that are going to happen. They injure my cause. Their thoughts are against me for evil. They stir up strife. So he's trusting God, and then it seems like he's not, and he's focusing on those bad things. But then he turns it back around again, right? You've kept count of my tossings, put my tears in your bottle. In God, this I know, that God is for me. In God whose word I praise. In God I trust. So that's such a representation of where we're at sometimes emotionally, where we say, okay, God, I trust you, I trust you, I trust you. And then in the next moment, we're anxious again, we're worrying, letting our minds and our hearts take over and get in our way again. And then we have to take that step back again and say, no, God, I will trust you with this. I have to let go and let you work. Because ultimately, as David asks a couple of times, what can man do to me? The worst thing would be, to end our lives. And really for us, we know what happens at the end of that life is that we're with Jesus. And so being able to let go of the anxieties of these negative thoughts and people who are maybe out to set us up for failure, we know those are temporary things and that God has the ultimate last say in all of our lives. So as you work through doubts and struggles and anxieties, just continue to tell yourself that God is for you, that God is worth our praise, and that we can trust in God, and so we don't need to be afraid.